Now I would like to show you a few more unique features of the DC166. Looking at our remote control for reference, we have a few buttons I'd like to share with you. One of them is our rotate button. We'll talk about our freeze button, our book mode, and even our slideshow mode. We also have a picture-by-picture button here. These four buttons are placed conveniently on your remote control for easy access. The first button that I mentioned is our freeze button. When I freeze the image, you'll notice that I have the ability to change my page, change my subject matter. When I release the freeze button, we now have our new image. I can freeze, change the page, release the freeze, and we're ready to move on with our presentation. However, if you know that you're going to be freezing a lot of images and using those in playback during class, why not utilize our capture button? By pushing the capture button, I have the ability to capture up to 240 images on the internal memory. And then by using my playback button, when I push play, I get my still captures back. I can then navigate to the one that I want to use, select my enter button, and now using my right or left arrow keys, toggle through my previously captured images. Again, 240 images captured to the internal memory, and I can capture an unlimited amount of still images or video directly to the SD card. Another nice feature of our DC166 is the ability to rotate the image. I can rotate the image 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 270 degrees, or back to our standard 0 rotation. That gives me the ability to use my camera from any side of my table or desk or podium. When rotating my camera, I do have a little indicator in the bottom right-hand corner that shows me where my orientation is. So it's a very convenient feature for working from anywhere in the classroom. Additionally, the DC166 has a slideshow button. Our slideshow button allows us to use all of our captured images and play those back in a predetermined sequence. Earlier I went into the menu and I selected a shutter or a right wipe effect, and I chose 3 seconds. So when I push the slideshow button, every 3 seconds now, I have a nice page right transition. And that way I have the ability to create a mini PowerPoint presentation directly from my storage. And with one push of the button, I can access those slides and use transitions. Now I'd like to talk to you about the book mode. What I do with book mode, if I were to raise my camera and show an entire page of a document, I have a nice framed crystal clear picture. When I push my book mode, that lets me jump into my image at the top and then pan down to the bottom very simply. The third time I push the button, the image goes back out to standard. And again, you'll notice in the bottom right-hand corner of the image, it shows you we're in the top of our page, we're at the bottom of our page, and we're back out to our standard orientation. Next to that book mode button, there's a picture-by-picture button. Picture-by-picture allows me to compare anything live to anything previously captured. So once again, by pushing the picture-by-picture, you'll notice in the upper right-hand corner, I have my live picture. And maybe I want to select something different, maybe another chapter, and maybe we want to compare the first image. So I'm going to use my arrow buttons, find my first image, hit enter, and now I have a split screen picture by picture. And what's nice about the picture by picture mode, if my still image is not in the right place, I can simply pan over, and now we can very simply see on the left is Irene's draft, and on the right here we have Wayne's draft. Think of using the picture-by-picture when we compare handwriting analysis, or maybe we do a Petri dish examination in a science project, or any other project that requires comparison over time. For more information, please go to touchboards.com. Now I would like to show you a few more unique features of the DC166. Looking at our remote control for reference, we have a few buttons I'd like to share with you. One of them is our rotate button. We'll talk about our freeze button, our book mode, and even our slideshow mode. We also have a picture-by-picture button here. These four buttons are placed conveniently on your remote